Good afternoon, all my dear students. UPGC Khammam. This is the video I want to take you to. Three words. The question asked by most of the students. Sem 2. Sir, what is grammar? What is meaning? How to improve our English speaking skills? These three kind of questions can be answered within 5 to 10 minutes of the video I am going to make. I tried my level best. I am going to do. Hope for the best. Let us start. Without further ado, I am going to start. Grammar. Already I made one video. Spoken English, how to develop and grammar and the structures. Grammar is not all the language. Grammar is the fundamental in the language through which we are going to speak with a lot of meaning, and we should learn the fundamentals of the grammar. Grammar, I advise all of you, go for parts of speech and tenses. Tenses are most important. I told you already. All 12 structures you are supposed to go through, and you go by heart or you can do anything, but based on the structures you should speak English language. Sometimes you need not worry about all the structures. This is my advice. Meaning. What is meaning? The second question asked by most of the students. Meaning is everything in the language. When you express meaning through your spoken skills, you will win all the people, and you understand people and people get you understood. Both can be done at a time, and your skills will be very good, and you go using language very nicely without any problems. And next, how to improve spoken English skills? This is the question I have already answered. L, S, R, W. Listening, speaking, reading, writing. If you do not listen, you can't speak. What to listen, sir? You listen many stories, audio or video. You watch and you improve. You listen audio talks, suppose TED, TED Talks. And there are many websites, they provide inspiring talks, and inspiring videos are available, documentaries are there in YouTube. You don't waste your data, you download and you watch as many times as possible. You listen audio talks as many times as possible. You listen the accent of Indian accent, and you listen American accent, you listen British accent, and you improve accent also. Accent doesn't matter here because it is connected to the region, the location, the country, the nation we are born and brought up. It doesn't matter. But first and foremost important thing is that the way you express English language. Language comes by listening, speaking, reading, writing. Language, the heart of the language is L, S, R, W. Unless you listen, you can't speak. How to improve speaking? By speaking. Fundamental secret it is. How to improve speaking skills, sir? Speaking in English. By speaking. You speak daily, you speak nonsense, no problem. Out of nonsense, sense is going to come. There will be a day that you speak excellent English. Most of the people, those who speak good English right now, once upon a time, they went through a lot of suffer and they can't use the language. To learn a language, memory IQ is not important. Memory IQ is totally different that. Memory IQ people, 130 IQ people, they destroyed themselves. You don't know. I'm not diverting the matter here. But to speak, to mastery over any language, L, S, R, W important. What to read, sir? You read magazine, you read newspaper, you read, all newspapers can be downloaded in mobile. You have access, present scenario. Why wasting your data? And writing, if you do not practice right now, you don't get any problem. Writing, you can put aside, no problem. But L, S, R, W. as many times as possible you listen. You let your ears towards different speaking, different addresses made by different people, experts. You listen to expert, the speech of expert people, intellectuals talk. When you listen, you move your tongue, you let your tongue, and you practice the ridges of the tongue, which is the environment and adaptability towards English language, and you can speak excellent English. This is my advice. When it comes to grammar, I told you 12 tenses practice most important. Present tense, 4 categories. Past tense, 4 categories. Future tense, 4. Present tense, when it comes to, look at the simple present. Subject, verb 1, SRES, object. Present continuous, subject is, am, are, verb 1, inform, object. Present perfect, subject plus has, have, verb 3 plus object. Present perfect continuous, subject has been, have been, verb 1, inform. Since or for, since point of time, for period of time. This is present perfect continuous tense. Same is the case with the past tense. If you go past tense, things which happened in the past you can practice. Subject plus verb 2 plus V2 plus object. Past continuous, subject plus was, were plus V1 plus inform plus object. Past perfect, subject plus had plus V3. Had been plus verb 1 plus inform. These are all the structures you can go through and practice the sentences. See, sometimes we need to put LKG discipline. It doesn't mean that you are back to LKG level. But how many years it has taken that you did not read a single paragraph in your life, reading skill? How many years it took that even a sentence you can't speak in English? How many years it has taken that you never listened a single audio clip within 2 minutes of an audio or video you did not watch? If you do not practice English language, your education will be down and your life will be spoiled and you have no growth, you have no development, and your degree and everything will be, I'm sorry to tell that you will be a major failure in your life. See, practice is important, dedication is important, commitment is important. When you commit to a particular time, you put your concentration, let your brain towards that, then you can use the language, you can gain, you can attain to use the language, anything you can learn. It's only your dedication and your commitment matter. Thinking capacity also. You think in English. Grammar means, I told you that all the structures first. But the most important thing I am advising right now, that if you do not practice tenses and structures, you bluff people and you speak English, very horrible English. And you cut sorry figure before people, no doubt at all. And people don't understand you, and you will be on the platform and you will be blamed, insulted. Non-English department people who speak English language, I am not talking. They can go mistakes and they can speak, that is okay. But as far as English department and English students are concerned, MA English students are concerned, I am not telling that all sentences and all our talk can be perfect. No, I am not talking that. Sometimes you go mistakes, no problem. But 90% of your talk can be accurate and people must get you. Otherwise, what is the use that you learn the language? So the second doubt I have clarified, meaning. Meaning is everything in the language. Do you know? Meaning is dominating the language. Any language you take, meaning is most important. First priority comes to meaning and usage. One of the book I want to suggest. What is that? Michael Swan, English usage book. You can get it. I think less than 500 rupees. H.W. Fowler, one of the book. You can get that book also. English usage. And for grammar, you have excellent books in the market. You can fundamentals of the grammar. When you learn fundamentals of the grammar, you will win the love of all the people, and you think global and you use the language. This is my suggestion. And how to speak English and how to improve spoken English is only the answer from me, that L S R W. W you can put aside. L S R. How many hours you spend for listening? How many hours you spend for speaking language? All Telugu covered on your tongue. I think density of the Telugu land massive, and since you get up from the bed and till you go to bed, you have been using Telugu language. Your tongue is connected to Telugu language. Then you ask a question that, sir, how to improve spoken English skills? It is something meaningless, na? Without putting that, you should think that something very, very cleverly. It's a common sense. Daily you speak English and listen to audio and video, and these are all the things when you practice. You will be the winner. All the best for that. Thank you.